like you said, this is the question which I get the most on LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
कि यार क्या कैसा होता है ये process? Very major myth is that you need to be a CS or an IT grad to get into
Yeah.
data science or data analytics, which is not true.
Data analyst is one of the high in demand job roles nowadays, but do you really know what all work one needs to do if they become a data analyst? What all skills one needs to have? How does a typical day of a data analyst looks like? And what are some of the things that interviewers look for in a candidate when they hire for the role of a data analyst? So to answer all of these questions, today we have Saurabh with us. So Saurabh has done his undergraduation from Vellore Institute of Technology, and he has around 3 years experience in this industry and is currently working as a data analyst at Amazon. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the conversation with him to get more insights on this.
Hi Saurabh, welcome to the channel.
Hey, hi Atisha, thanks for having me.
So, like data analyst is one of the field that people are very much interested in these days. So, before going into data analyst, what do they do? What does the interview look like, and everything? So, let's first hear from you your journey so far. So, कैसे you got into data and all?
So, Atisha, I actually stumbled upon data, but before coming to that, I'll give you a bit of a background of my journey. So I did my BTech in mechanical engineering from VIT Vellore. Got into Mu Sigma straight from campus. Worked a little over a year there, and then moved into Amazon. And I'm currently working as a data analyst in Amazon.
Okay, so that transformation is a bit strange. Like, कैसे from a mechanical engineering you got into data? So I'm very interested to know that since you were having a mechanical engineering background, so जब Mu Sigma आपके कॉलेज में hire करने आई थी, so what were some of the things that they looked into you while hiring you for that particular role of business analyst?
Yeah. So that's a question which I get a lot on LinkedIn, especially कि यार you're a mechanical engineer और तुम business analyst या data analyst कैसे बन गए?
Right.
So while I was in my fourth or final year and I was preparing for my placements, I was quite clear in my head that मुझे core companies में नहीं जाना. I had this thing in mind that I either want to join a consultancy firm or an analytics firm. And also I was preparing for CAT at that time. So I was also looking towards that management consultancy, that side of the area, rather than core mechanical. And during that time is when I heard that Mu Sigma is coming to the campus. And at that point of time, Mu Sigma used to hire from all branches, unlike now. So so Mu Sigma came to the campus, and from my analysis of the entire selection process, what I think was they were not looking for someone who already had all the skills which a business analyst or data analyst required.
Right.
They basically wanted to hire people who were quick learners, who had good quantitative skills, who had good logical reasoning, who had the coding aptitude, even if they necessarily did not have the exact coding skills. So I felt that that is what they were looking at during the hiring process. And
Okay, so like I want to know from you, कि since you were not like you were also preparing for CAT, तो बहुत I don't think so कि ज़्यादा coding background you had during your undergraduation. So like, did they ask any questions related to coding and all for this role?
so that's very interesting. I had zero coding background.
Okay.
In not even in my high school, I had done coding, and then I was a mechanical engineering student, so no coding background at all. And Mu Sigma का यार the interview process पहला round जो होता है या फिर जो होता था during 2017, that was purely based on logical reasoning, and there were some psychometric questions as well. So that was the first round. And since I was preparing for CAT and I was doing a lot of fonts and LR and DI, that really helped me in the first round. Now, the second round of Mu Sigma was a GD where you have 6 or 7 people in your group, and then they give you a topic and you have to discuss among yourselves. It's usually a business case study आपको आपस में discuss करना होता है, and then you have to come up with a solution for that business case study. So in that particular round, the thing that they're looking for is your communication skills, your personality, and how you handle yourself during pressure. And then the final round was a personal interview. जिसमें there is an apprentice leader from Mu Sigma. So I believe since I was mechanical engineering background, I didn't get any direct coding questions. The guy asked me upfront if I know C or if I know Python, and I said that I only know C, which I had studied in my first semester. And to be honest, I'm not quite good at coding. So he just wanted to check my algorithm. He actually gave me a coding question, but he was not looking for syntax. He was just looking how I would approach that problem, which I feel was basically to test कि यार क्या ये बंदा सीख पाएगा.
Right.
If we put him through the 3-month training process that we have, which is famous worldwide, called Mu Sigma University, will he be able to learn and pick those skills up, be it SQL or Python? And that is what I felt they were trying to test, and not your actual coding skills. Because I was a fresher at that point of time.
And I think that is one of the perks that college hires get.
True.
that I truly accept the fact, because I have also seen in my college placement days. So like companies जो है वो mainly आपका aptitude, आपका logical reasoning यही check करते हैं, because there are some companies इस field में, data के field में, which use their own softwares. So ultimately आपको जाकर उनके softwares ही सीखने पड़ेंगे. So what they want to check is whether you will be able to learn it or not.
Yeah, exactly. Because like you said, मेरे भी ऐसे कुछ दोस्त हैं जो दूसरी एनालिटिक फर्म्स में काम करते हैं, and they don't work on SQL, R और Python. वो उनके in-house tools पे काम करते हैं. तो अगर उन्हें एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग है नंबर्स का, डेटा का, स्टैट्स का, आई थिंक दैट इज मोर देन इनफ, स्पेशली एक फ्रेशर के लिए.
Right. So Saurabh, what was your role, like, since in Mu Sigma you were a business analyst and in Amazon you are working as a data analyst. So what was your role as a business analyst in Mu Sigma?
Okay, so I'll make it clear first. The profile which Mu Sigma offers, or which they hired me for, that was called trainee decision scientist, which is essentially a fancy name or a jargon that Mu Sigma has come up from, where they basically say that this profile doesn't just work on data and doesn't just crunch numbers and give it to you. They also aid the stakeholders or your clients to take decisions. Coming to the work, Atisha, especially in Mu Sigma is a service provider which has a lot of Fortune 500 clients, and we basically handle all their data requirements, all their analytics requirements. I myself was working for a Fortune 500 pharma company at Mu Sigma. So we used to work a lot on real world data or real world evidence. So you do a lot of these studies and lot of these cohort analysis for the clients using real world data, which is essentially claims data which comes from insurance companies based in the US. So that was the main role there. And we used to crunch a lot of data. We used to create dashboards. We used to work on all of these feasibility studies for the client. And yeah, that was the major role at Mu Sigma, especially for me, because I was working for a pharma client.
Okay. So that was the role that you were doing as a business analyst. Now coming to Amazon, where you're working as a data analyst. So there are two questions that are coming to my mind right now. One is, like, why did you decide to switch to such a role? Because what I assume is in Amazon, you won't be interacting much with the clients, say. And the second thing I want to ask is, what is the difference in the work that you do?
So coming to your first question, why did I want to move? So I always wanted to be a part of an in-house analytics team of an organization where I'm working directly for the organization and not for the clients. So usse kya hota hai, you get a lot of freedom, unlike when you're working for a client. And the work which you're doing, जो आप कर रहे हो, जो numbers crunch कर रहे हो, या जो analysis कर रहे हो, या जिस product development में आप help कर रहे हो, आपको उसका impact directly दिखता है. When you're working for a client, what happens is यू डू सम एनालिसिस, तुम कुछ नंबर्स क्रंच करते हो, तुम कुछ डैशबोर्ड्स बनाते हो, बट तुम्हें ये कभी दिखता नहीं है कि यार क्लाइंट उसके साथ एग्जैक्टली कर क्या रहा है,
Right,
जो
right.
तुम काम कर रहे हो उसका इम्पैक्ट क्या है, दैट यू नेवर गेट टू नो. And I was someone who was never just interested in data. I was interested into the business side of things as well. So that is why मुझे in-house analytics firm में जाने का काफी टाइम से मन था, and that is why I switched from Musicma to Amazon. Now, coming to what I do at Amazon, the ecosystem at Amazon is completely different from what it was at Musicma, especially for me, since Amazon में मैं एक product team का part था.
Okay.
And the main objective of that team was to increase seller profitability by reducing seller returns on the platform.
Okay.
तो e-commerce में जो customer returns है, that is a huge problem space, and my team used to focus specifically on that. So any product team and has a lot of different products and programs to solve a particular problem. तो हमारे भी काफी प्रोडक्ट्स थे, काफी प्रोग्राम्स थे which were aimed at reducing customer returns and increasing seller profitability. और when you are an analyst in a product team, तुम्हें इन सारे प्रोडक्ट्स को डेवलप करने में एक इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करना होता है, क्योंकि डेटा इज द बैकबोन ऑफ मेनी ऑफ दीज प्रोडक्ट्स. जो बैक एंड लॉजिक है, जो रूल सेट्स है, वो तुम प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर्स के साथ डिस्कस करके उन्हें इनसाइट्स दे के कब अक्रॉस अ लॉट ऑफ डिस्कशंस उन्हें डेटा के बारे में डिस्कस करके, एंड देन यू डेवलप दीज प्रोडक्ट्स ओवर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. सो यू डू दैट, एंड ऑल्सो जो भी ये प्रोग्राम्स चलते हैं उनके साथ भी अलग अलग डेटा रिक्वायरमेंट्स आते हैं. You track the performance of these products and programs. So that is basically the work at Amazon, where you're directly aiding in product development, you're directly aiding in tracking the performance of products and programs, and you're also seeing कि यार तुम जो analysis कर रहे हो, तुम जो product development में help कर रहे हो, उसका direct impact क्या है on sellers and also on customers.
Right. And yeah, one difference, another difference that I feel is the role that you had with NU Sigma. उसमें there would be projects जो कि time based होते होंगे. Like this is a client's project, that is the 4-month project or 5-month project, and after that you will be switched to a different project, right? But I think the work that you are doing with Amazon, that's a long process. तो उसमें like you work, then you improve, then you work, then you improve, right?
True.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think you hit the nail on the head, क्योंकि I remember even during my interviews, that is what my manager also told me, that we won't expect you to change the world in 14 days here in our team. And that is what I realized Amazon join करने के बाद भी, कि तुम associated रहते हो एक problem space से for a long amount of time, and it gives you the time to understand it better and to give better inputs as an analyst as well to your product manager or program manager.
Right. Okay. So after discussing all of this, so
yeah,
I would like to ask you the most important question. Like, so what are some of the skills that one require to get into the field of data analyst?
Okay. So I'll keep it very simple. You basically need to know three things. Need to know SQL, which is your basic data crunching or data querying tool. It is sort of the bread and butter for a data analyst or even a business analyst. Second, you need to know at least one analysis tool. It can be R, it can be Python. Python is more versatile. Though myself, I'm not an expert in Python. I'm still learning it, but I have worked on R quite a bit. So you need to know either one of R and Python, and you need to know at least one or two visualization tools. That can be Tableau, that can be Power BI, that can be QuickSight. So if you have these three umbrellas covered, I think you're good to go as a data analyst or a business analyst. It is not as complicated as most people make it to be on online platforms. You just need to know 2 or 3 basic things and need to be good in them, and that's it. That's enough, I think.
Okay. So like when you transition from a business analyst to a data analyst, तो ऐसे क्या कुछ skills थी which you need to learn additionally, कि मतलब interview देने से पहले you will like कि ये वाली skills और हैं additionally जो मुझे सीखनी पड़ेंगी. So were there any sort of skills?
Yeah. So in my case, Atisha, fortunately, I had a lot of that exposure which is required for a data analyst even at New Sigma. So I had a bit of exposure to R. I knew ML concepts. I had an understanding of stats as well. But
Okay.
जब मैं interviews दे रहा था for data analyst across different companies, what I did was that since I was working a lot on SQL at Mu Sigma,
Mm-hmm.
I took these online courses, etc., to learn R, to brush up my R, to learn a lot of these statistics concepts, to learn a lot of these ML concepts, so that my understanding improves a lot more, because that is what is required of a data analyst. You just can't crunch numbers and call yourself a data analyst. There are other skills that you need to have in your arsenal. And I also brushed up a lot on other visualization tools apart from Tableau or Angular, which I didn't have exposure to in
Hmm.
Mu Sigma. So I was studying on the side as well while I was preparing for these interviews.
Okay, so yeah, that's a good thing that you have shared, because what happens is जब हम किसी job में होते हैं, so what we only focus on that particular job and we don't think about
Yeah,
future, so we end up not doing anything extra. So
right.
by extra, I mean any other certifications or any other courses to hone your skills,
Yeah,
basically. So yeah,
right.
that's a good point, and I think even if you are not in a related field, अगर आप software engineer भी हो and you want to switch to a data analyst role, it's very important that you increase your skills, you hone your skills side by side, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's
So
very important, because the company which you will be interviewing for, that doesn't necessarily just require the skills which you are working on in your current company. So, I think that is very important.
And obviously, if you're switching to another company, there would be some certain sort of skills that they require. So अगर आप कोई company
Right.
target कर रहे हो, so you can particularly work on those skills as well.
Uh,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, like, since we know that you got hired via campus placement, but I would like to ask you this question. So, what do you
Mm,
think? What other things can a student do at a college level? So, if a student is in
mm,
college and they want to get into this field of data analyst in order to get
yeah.
internships in this field, so what other things they can do and should do?
Okay. So, the best thing for a college student who wants to land an internship is to focus on their network. That is the best way. Because I'll be very honest, for a college student to get calls via Naukri is very difficult,
Hmm.
because headhunters or HR managers won't really give you a call looking at just your resume, because you don't have that sort of skills and experience. And this is what I have experienced during my college days as well. The
Hmm.
amount of responses that I was getting while college and while I was hunting for a job uh, at Mu Sigma, that was like night and day. So there was a huge difference in that. So
Okay.
the best thing would be to focus on your network on LinkedIn, to reach out to a lot of these BAs and DAs across different companies. And
Okay.
obviously, if you reach out to 10 people, at least 3 or 4 of them would respond, and you will eventually land up an internship. And I know for a fact that all of these companies, especially startups, they're always on the hunt for good interns in data.
Yeah, and I think one important aspect is to get into this field. क्योंकि आप अगर एक बार चले गए, then you have plenty of opportunities in front of you. So even if
हाँ,
it's a startup, you should, like, initially if you aim कि मुझे सीधा Amazon में ही जाना है, being a fresher, having no background, no projects in hand,
yeah,
then it will be very difficult.
हाँ, सही बात है. I mean, वो तो फिर बहुत tough हो जाता है to
Right.
directly do that, especially if you're not someone who has a lot of those skills and you're not cream of the crop
Right.
right from your college. वो बहुत difficult हो जाएगा. So the best way would be to get into this field somehow. For me, I was very lucky. I stumbled upon it. But yeah, if you have that if you have that goal कि आपको इस field में आना है, so you'll have to reach out to people, land yourself some internships, do the dirty work, and get into it somehow.
Right, right. So,
Yeah.
Saurabh, like, let's create one scenario wherein you are the recruiter. Okay, let's assume
Okay.
that you are the recruiter. So, what things would you look into a fresher while hiring for this role? This
Okay.
question I'm asking based on your experience in the industry for the last 3 years.
If I am hiring a fresher, there are just 2 or 3 things that I look at while hiring him or her for the role.
Okay.
Number one would be their confidence or self-belief in themselves. That is something which I personally feel is very important, because you'll have a lot of these high pressure situations, especially in this field, once you enter the corporate workforce. That is number one. And then coming to the technical requirements, what I will look for is great quantitative skills or great logical skills in that person. Because if a person has good aptitude, good quantitative aptitude, learning a coding language won't be too difficult for that person. So that is very important. I mean, even in my interviews, even in my Mu Sigma interview, even in my other interviews after Mu Sigma, I used to get a lot of these guesstimates and puzzles. And
Okay.
I think those sort of questions are very important to see how this person is thinking.
Thinking.
How is he or she able to think out of the box? Is it just about the coding skills which you bring to the table, or do you have that reasoning skills as well, which is very important because you're not just coding, you're also looking at a lot of numbers, trying to make sense of them, trying to help your stakeholders make sense of those numbers. So that is very important. So I look at that, and then I look at a few basic coding skills, and that is good to have, especially for a fresher. That is not must have if I'm hiring for a fresher.
Okay.
So yeah, that's about it.
And also I have felt that like after coming to the industry, like before coming into corporate world, I only knew one programming language properly. When I entered into corporate, there are like 4 to 5 additional programming skills that I have acquired in the meantime. और वो इतना difficult नहीं होते because once you have the base of one programming
Right.
language, you can learn the other languages very easily.
True. This is something which I can also relate to, but I am from a mechanical background, and once I learned one language, and that gave me the confidence कि यार हाँ हो जाएगा, अगर ये हो गया तो बाकी सारे और easily हो जाएंगे, and that was the case. Once I learned SQL, and it was very easy to learn R, then it was very easy to start off with Python. So that is the case. So I completely agree on this one.
Yeah. So like we have talked about कि कौन सी skills चाहिए होती हैं, what are some of the skills that you would look into a person. तो जब आप prepare कर रहे थे, so what were some of the resources you referred to? Like this is what I wanted to know, because internet is huge. Material,
Right.
like there is a hell lot of material available online, but उसमें से choose करना what will be good for you, what will not be suitable for you. मतलब, so what were some of the resources you used for the major skills, technical skills that you mentioned?
So this is a very good question, Atisha. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि काफी सारे लोग जब जॉब स्विच करते हैं या फिर व्हेन दे ट्राई टू इंटरव्यू, वो उस प्रोसेस को काफी ओवर कॉम्प्लिकेट कर देते हैं, एंड आई ट्राई टू डू द ऑपोजिट. तो मैंने उसे काफी काफी सिंप्लीफाई करने की कोशिश की. व्हाट आई डिड वाज, फर्स्ट आई अपडेटेड माय रेज्यूमे, and I looked at the projects which I have done, the skills which I had mentioned in my resume, and I had an idea कि यार मेरा interview इन projects और इन skills के around ही revolve करेगा. So that gave me the roadmap कि okay, I need to focus on these ML concepts, these stats concepts which I have used in my projects, and these 3 or 4 skills which I mentioned here. So this is where I feel a lot of people make a mistake, जहाँ पे वो अपने skills में सब कुछ डालते हैं. So recently we were looking at some resumes for my team, and I noticed that a lot of them consisted of like 10-15 skills, which is very difficult for a person of
to have, in fact.
Yeah, in 2 years or 3 years even,
Right.
to know 10-15 programming languages and know them well. So I limited them to 3 or 4 skills, and I focused on the concepts which were there in my projects.
Okay.
Now coming to how to shortlist resources on the internet. Like you said, internet is huge, and if you start exploring your options, you'll more or less end up getting confused rather than studying or adding value to yourself.
I think
So,
what people end up doing is they only search and don't do anything.
right. That's easy to happen given
Right.
the volume on the internet. So what I did was, मैंने कुछ sites जो मुझे अच्छे लगे, so I glanced through some sites in the beginning, and I realized कि यार sites like DataCamp, sites like Tutorials Point, blogs like Towards Data Science Medium, I selected these 3 or 4 portals. आई नो कि वहाँ पे और भी बहुत सारे पोर्टल्स हैं. मैं किसी दोस्त से बात करूंगा तो वो मुझे ये साइट बताएगा, किसी और से बात करूंगा तो वो मुझे ये साइट बताएगा, बट मैंने थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लोरेशन खुद से किया और मुझे लगा कि यार ये 3-4 साइट्स मेरे लिए सही है और मुझे लग रहा है कि ये वैल्यू ऐड कर रहे हैं, और मैंने उन्हें शॉर्टलिस्ट कर लिया, उन पेजेस को मैंने बुकमार्क कर लिया, एंड देन आई स्टिक टू दोस साइट्स। मैंने फिर ज्यादा एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया, एज लॉन्ग एज वो सारे कॉन्सेप्ट कवर कर रहे हैं, फिर मैं दूसरे साइट्स पे मुझे जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई डिड। और also one thing which made my life a whole lot easier during this whole hiring process, especially when I was switching from Mu Sigma to Amazon, was that I used to make notes.
Okay.
So I used to make notes about all of these concepts or skills which I was learning. और जब interviews मेरे होते थे, then I didn't go online and try to look for new sources to learn something new. I only used to refer to my notes. तो मेरा जो सारा लर्निंग था ओवर द लास्ट 2 or 3 months, वो मेरे पास एक कॉम्पैक्ट फॉर्म में आ गया था इन माय नोट्स, एंड दैट इज हाउ आई अप्रोच दिस होल hiring or placement season after Mu Sigma.
And I think one another thing that I used to do now is कि जब भी मेरा कोई project होता है, like if in office I'm engaged in a project, so I just make a brief summary of that project, because it sometimes so happens कि जब आप 2-3 महीने बाद उसको revisit करते हो, you forget about everything what you did, and like switching between projects में तो obviously it so happens. So it's always a good idea to keep a short summary of that project too, like what all you did, so that when you go for an interview later down the years, तो आपको पता हो कि you can just go through that summary that yes, this and this project I did and these were the learnings from that particular project, so that also helps.
True. I think that is very important. That is something which I have not been doing abhi over the last year, but I should get back to doing that, because like you said, हम भूल जाते हैं, even 2-3 महीने में हम भूल जाते हैं कि हमने क्या किया था exactly. So if you have a short concise summary while you are looking for a job or while you're applying for a new position, that can really help you. So
yeah. And also for the resources, I really like the fact, like the thing that you said कि बहुत सारी जगह है जहाँ से पढ़ सकते हो, बहुत अच्छे resources भी हैं. There could be 50 resources and all would be equally good, but it depends on you कि आपको कौन सा ऐसा resource है जो जिससे आपको ज्यादा समझ में आ रहा है. So just select a few out of them and then start working. Right?
Exactly.
Okay. So now coming to your Amazon recruitment process. So people are very much interested always in some in these companies, especially for a role of a data analyst. So how did your recruitment process look like? What like how many rounds were there? What all did they ask?
Coming to the process, Atisha, it was a 3-round process, Amazon ka, and like you said, this is the question which I get the most on LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
कि यार क्या कैसा होता है ये process?
So the next time anyone asks you this question, you can just redirect. Okay, go to this in this video and
that is exactly what I was thinking before joining the call. कि next time someone asks me this, I'll just send them a link of this video.
Yeah.
So it first of all, disclaimer before I get into the process. This also depends a lot on the team you are being hired into. Okay, so doesn't mean कि Amazon के सारे data analyst वाले interviews similar होंगे. उसका crux similar हो सकता है, but थोड़ा variation हो सकता है depending on the team which you are being hired into as well.
Yeah.
So for my process, there were 3 rounds. My first round was a written SQL test. So I had to complete, I think, 10 or 12 questions in 30 minutes or so and send it back to them. SQL questions of moderate difficulty.
Okay.
And once you get through the written test, you have a technical interview, which is sort of your main round for the entire selection process. And this interview revolved a lot around SQL, a lot around my projects. So the different concepts or ML concepts or different tools or skills that I had used in my project. So there were questions around that. There were business case studies, and there were also sort of, so SQL questions were not just based on your syntax. They'll give you a sort of a scenario that there's a particular company, it's growing at this level, and you have to create the data in this format, and they'll see how you approach that. And since I had mentioned some other skills as well, I had done a lot of dashboarding in Mu Sigma. So there were questions around the tools which I had used to do dashboarding. So more or less, what I would want to say in a nutshell is that whatever was there in my resume,
Hmm.
everything was asked in a very detailed manner in this second technical interview, and they wanted to see if the skills that I mentioned, do I really possess them or was I just bluffing. So
Hmm.
yeah, that is how the technical interview went. And the third round was a hiring manager round. So here, basically, the manager who is hiring you, or who will be your manager in the organization just after you join, he takes an interview which is mostly around behavioral questions, uh,
Mhm.
HR questions. A lot of these questions like, uh, give me one thing which you liked about your previous manager, give me one thing which you
Yeah.
didn't like about your previous manager.
Yeah.
If you are in a situation where you have 2 or 3 very urgent tasks, how will you handle it?
Hmm.
Questions like that. So this was not a technical round. They want to check your personality, your communication skills,
And
your
also your attitude,
uh,
right?
yeah, your attitude. Because at the end of the day, your attitude towards work counts a whole lot more than just your technical skills. So
Right.
that is also very important. So yeah, this was the selection process.
Hmm. So one thing that I have understood from this process is कि like जब हम कॉलेज में होते हैं और कॉलेज में कंपनीज हायर करने आती हैं सो वी आर वेरी मच फोकस्ड टुवर्ड्स आवर सीवी दैट वी शुड नो ईच एंड एवरी प्रोजेक्ट थॉरली एंड ऑल बट जब उसके
Hmm.
बाद हम लोग स्विच करने की सोचते हैं देन व्हाट वी एंड अप डूइंग इज just neglecting what we have written in our CV and focusing more on extra things, right?
Right.
So I think with this interview, like with this conversation that you have just told me, that the recruitment process that you have gone through, people must understand that it's very important to know your CV very very well, right?
True, true. That is the crux, and that sets the tone for your entire interview. And this is what I tell some of my friends as well, who are a year or two younger than me, who are just getting into the corporate sector, that your CV drives your interview. So be keep your CV short, but be
Mhm.
completely thorough with it. You don't need to bombard it with information or
Yeah,
bombard it with skills and projects.
yeah.
Keep it short, but be thorough with it. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. So, how has been your experience with Amazon so far? Like, people are very much interested to know कि अगर हम Amazon में चले जाते हो कि work तो सबको ही करना है. So, what are some additional perks that you get, and also what are some of the drawbacks that one could have after going to such a huge company?
Hmm. So so there are two sides to the story, like in everything in life, and I think there are a lot of perks. So I was working at New Sigma, which was sort of a startup. Amazon, on the other hand, is a very established company. Joining a big company comes with a lot of perks. First thing which I love is that they really care about their employees. So the way they took care of this entire COVID situation, the
Hmm.
entire work from home situation. Uh, that was amazing. So for me personally, I haven't been to the office yet. I joined in April
Same
2020. I've been
here.
I've been working from my home right too, and but the whole experience has been very smooth,
Hmm.
from getting the laptops to the work environment, especially during wave one and wave two of COVID. There was a lot of guidance from the higher management that during these tough times, your mental health comes first and everything else can wait, which is something I really appreciate. Apart from that, obviously, working at Amazon comes with a lot of other perks as well. Uh, like your, I won't go into the details, but it's
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
obvious. Apart from your salary or your package, you get a lot of these additional perks as well, which you won't get in a lot of other companies, which you'll only get in sort of these big global companies.
Yeah.
And coming to the drawbacks, when you're working in such a big company and such big teams, and when you're working in a role like me, when you're working as a data analyst or a business analyst, and if you're working in a team of 20 and there are like 15, 20 product managers or program managers,
Mhm.
there can be phases where you have a lot of these tasks or a lot of these requests from different stakeholders.
Okay.
And then it can all become a bit too much at certain points. So then it comes down to you and your manager, uh, as to how you can handle those situations. So luckily for me, during those tough times, I had a very supporting manager, and we could get through those times. But in big companies and even in big teams, this is something which you might come across, and this can be a drawback if not handled well.
And it depends on both you and your manager, how you, like, even if you get something, if you're not saying that it's too much for you, then it might
Yeah,
affect you in a negative sense, and
yeah.
people might not know that you are going through these phases, right?
Right, right. Like you said, people might not know, and I think it's very important to communicate that. And
Hmm.
it's very important to stand up and bring that point in front of your manager, in front of your leader, or in front of the team, because
Yeah.
only then will those things be sorted out. If you don't say it and just keep it to yourself, it will be very difficult to get out of those situations, and you'll always keep on ending up in those situations.
Because not everyone gets the opportunity to have a good manager, right?
True, and also one more point here which I would want to highlight. क्योंकि मेरे मैनेजर भी एक बिजनेस एनालिस्ट थे,
Hmm.
so he understands the challenges, so I was lucky in that sense.
Okay. So since we have talked about the perks and all, so मैं एक बहुत general question पूछ रही हूँ, like I don't want you to give a specific answer to this question, but this is something that I want to ask. So, and that
Okay,
question is, so on an average, what is the salary package of a data analyst according to your experience?
got it. So इसमें मेरा आंसर थोड़ा skewed हो सकता है, क्योंकि I have only seen my peers at Mu Sigma and the packages which they are getting.
Right.
So based on my experience, if you have a year and a half of experience in the analytics field in a good company, you you can easily land somewhere between 10 to 12 lakhs per annum. If you have an experience of around 3 years, you can land somewhere around 15 to 20 lakhs per annum. So that is the wide range, and that is what I have seen. So yeah,
Okay.
but again, I would want to emphasize on that disclaimer that this average might be skewed just according to my surroundings and the people around me.
Hmm. Yeah, so that's why I emphasize on the fact that it, like, the average package that you are telling, that is based on your
Uh,
experience. It might be possible that for
right.
someone else it would be different. Okay. So like, we are moving towards the end of our conversation. So before actually ending it, I want to ask one major question. So what are some of the
Yeah.
myths related to this role of a data analyst? What do you think?
Okay. There are a lot of myths actually,
Okay.
and more than myths, there's a lot of misinformation. Number one is that you need to know all the programming languages to become a data analyst. That is number one. Number two is that a data analyst only handles data and only works around
Hmm.
uh, data pipelines, etc. That is not the case at all. Especially if you work in a product team like me, you
Hmm.
need to have a lot of business understanding as well. You need to know how your data impacts business.
Yeah.
And this is a skill which I am also working on myself right now to improve, because that this is an endless journey depending on your career and your team, etc. So you need to improve this.
So one thing I want to emphasize here is that business understanding comes with experience. This is what I
Right.
have personally felt. It's not like
Hmm.
कि आप ये courses कर लोगे, then you will get the business understanding. It's not like that. So it's a,
True.
as you said, it's an endless journey. So when you
Uh,
will progress in your career, you will learn more of it.
hmm.
It's
Hmm.
only important to keep an eye on this कि अगर मैं ये वाला project कर रहा हूँ, या अगर if I'm involved in so and so things, so what is the business understanding that I'm getting out of it, right?
Right, right. I think you're spot on, क्योंकि वो business understanding time और experience के साथ ही आता है. और the best way I have realized is to interact with people who have 10 years of experience in the company or in the corporate sector, क्योंकि उनके पास इतना experience है, they can point a lot of things out which you won't even realize.
Right.
And interacting with them is the best way to learn this so-called thing, business understanding. तो ये है. And apart from that, a very major myth is that you need to be a CS or an IT grad to get into
Yeah.
data science or data analytics, which is not true. You can be a mechanical engineer, you can be a civil engineer. I've seen biotech people get into
Yeah,
data analysis.
same. Yeah.
So yeah, that is a big myth. You can get into it even if you're not an engineer. So yeah, that is also a big myth.
Yeah, and also one myth that I would like to add here from my end is people generally think that only having technical skills is enough to get into this field, but that's a myth because you also need your communication skills and these extra sort of skills like aptitude and logical reasoning that we have talked about. So these are some of the
Yeah,
additional things that you must have, even if you don't have the
right.
technical skills in hand, right?
Yeah, true. I mean, I I I I agree with it 100% because I get a lot of these messages from uh, youngsters in college who say that we have these, we know SQL, we know R, we know Python. Is it enough to get into analytics? So I always tell them that you're in second year, you're in third year. So instead of focusing on just adding these skills to your resume, you should focus on developing your personality, improving your confidence, and then eventually you can add on the skills as well. But to to have good communication skills, yeah, to have a good personality where you can handle high pressure situations, that is something which comes from a lot of inner work. और वो आपको life experiences और अपने ऊपर काम करके ही मिलेगा, वो
Right.
आपको Udemy पे या डेटा कैंप पे नहीं मिल पाएगा. So I think that is also very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so these were the common questions, and I really enjoyed talking to you because I got myself a lot of insights from you, and I think
Same
after
here.
watching this session, the people who would be watching this video, they would actually got to know कि data analyst करते क्या हैं, what is the role of a data analyst, कैसे they can make a career in this, what are some of the challenges they might face, right? What are the
Right.
skills exactly they need to have.
And thanks, Atisha. I also had a great time talking to you. It was a really fun interaction, and I hope that a lot of your viewers get or derive some value from this conversation of ours.
Yeah, I hope so.